The water levels here in Midland already receding. You can actually see that right here. This darker area, that's where the water used to be, now several inches down. While the warmer weather means spring is just around the corner, it also means it's time to fill those potholes. The star of the show today really is these guys right here. Yes, that's right, bags of pickles. In my hand is a piece of what used to be the Northwood University basketball court. Behind me, well, that's the rest of it. The stimulus package is only supposed to be a short-term solution. What happens if the coronavirus outlives it? The pallets of water bottles were found here at Flint Northern High School, just through these doors by the gymnasium. We can't tell exactly how many pallets are in there, but it's no small number. Yes, Dave, I just need to take a moment right now and stop and smell that fresh air. To evacuate, they were busy trying to fill to-go orders. They had 5 minutes to go. They weren't expecting anything like this. 5-year-old Carter Fields fell asleep on his way to school this morning. When he woke up, he found himself here at the Swartz Creek bus garage. Mankey telling me earlier this week the only way he would close is if Jesus comes or he's dragged out in handcuffs. This shed right here used to be filled with 46,000 of these, 46,000 sandbags. But as of last week, that source completely depleted. Anyone who tests positive for coronavirus has the ability to infect 2 to 3 other people. And then if those 2 to 3 other people infect another 2 to 3 other people, pretty soon we have an entire whiteboard full of coronavirus. Gloves seem to be the hot topic right now, so I'm going to go over how to take these off. You can actually see the water lines for the last 3 floods on this wall right here. Here, that's 2017. Then this carved line of wood, 1986. Under the new protocol, the fire trucks behind these doors will not be coming out if an ambulance is within 8 miles of a medical call. This bill, if passed, would prevent drivers under 18 from using these while behind the wheel. I asked Chief Hart what he thinks when he hears the word defunding, and he tells me he starts to wonder how he is supposed to keep the public safe. Show a little bit more about how quickly this water is receding. Been taking chalk since we got here earlier. 11:45, 12:15, 12:35, and just after 1 o'clock. So about every half hour. And I have my ruler here. We're going to measure between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. I am here at the Red Oak Restaurant in Sanford, which has been here for nearly 50 years now. The owners tell me they have to tear this place down to the studs.
Just unreal.
Melissa Ayo, the 3rd-generation owner, says she was hysterical walking back into the restaurant.
47 years of our life. I mean, my grandpa bought this place in '73.
The doors swollen shut. Kitchen appliances, TVs, a pool table, all gone.
This was our waitress station, and this was completely covered, and we could barely walk over.
Across the street at Cole's Record Service and Garage.
It's amazing the power of water.
Items lodged in places they shouldn't be. The ground covered in filth.
It's heartbreaking, you know. You got to sit back and kind of get your stuff back together and decide, how do you do this, you know? Where do you go?
In that video, you saw people working hard to get Kohl's cleaned up, but to show you just how bad things were at one point in time, this red line up here on the wall, that is where the water once was. That's like over 10 feet there, but Kohl's has been here since 1924, and Dennis, the owner, tells me that they rebuilt once in 1988 after a fire devastated the building. They're going to rebuild once again.
Schools are in the red for $5.7 million in their annual operating budget. The district now looking for ways out. One option on the table is closing several schools. Mid-Michigan Now reporter Lia Kamana gives us a breakdown on which schools are being looked at and why.
Holmes Elementary School can hold 1,035 students. Right now, only 253 students go here, and that is just under 25% capacity. So the plan is to have students over at Holmes walk through this parking lot and consolidate into Brownell. Brownell can hold 550 students. Right now, only 171 students go here. So with the 253 students from Holmes, Brownell will be close to 80%. Flint Junior High at Northwestern can hold 1,555 students. Right now, enrollment is 450, which puts capacity at just under 30%. But where will the students go? The plan isn't to leave Holmes empty, but to move the 450 junior high students in. But Northwestern's going to be repurposed too. It will be the new Central Facilities Hub. The point of this is for the school district to cut costs, and they're doing that by minimizing the number of buildings used. So despite capacity of 70.6 at Eisenhower, Pierce at 58.2%, and Scott at 73.6%. The 3 schools will be closed and the buildings sold or repurposed, and the students will be moved into other buildings. Students from Eisenhower will go to DTM or Nethercutt. Students from Pierce will be integrated into Doyle Ryder, Potter, or Freeman, and ALA students at Scott will go to Southwestern. From Church to Harrison and all down Saginaw, when you come to this city, you know you need to pay to park. And while nobody likes it, under this new system, there's no avoiding it. If you dislike the new downtown parking meters in Flint, you are not alone.
You know, I'm not super excited about them.
Sarah Carson spends a lot of time downtown and has seen some issues with the new parking situation.
One time I came up and it wouldn't allow me to pay. Another time it gave a ticket to somebody I know just for pulling into a spot quickly when they were only there for a few minutes. So.
A single parking meter serves multiple parking spots.
And all you have to do is find your space number, put it in, add time, and you're good to go.
When you pull into a parking spot, there is a sensor like this in every spot around town that partners with a camera in each one of these posts. And together they detect when your car pulls into the spot. And that is when you are on the clock. There is a 5-minute grace period, but after that you need to pay the meter. If you don't, you will get a ticket. But you won't get the ticket on the car. The DDA gets a notification from the meter. That goes to the police, and you'll get the ticket in the mail.
It's great that they're trying to come up with a way for us to use things faster and more efficiently, but I think there's still some things they need to iron out before they put us on the hook for these tickets.
But if you forget to pay or don't pay for enough time,
If we've been here longer than the 5 minutes, it'll tell you your time has expired. So rather than getting a ticket, you can walk up and put a coin in, and now you won't get a ticket and you can leave.
Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., there is a 2-hour maximum put in place by Flint City Council.
The general idea is for turnover. It was for businesses. They want to see people come in, they want it convenient.
It's pretty quick, I'll say that. Yeah, you just put your credit card in and you're on your way.
The new parking system also comes with the Sentry mobile app. It can show you available spots throughout the city. You can add time or even see how much time you have left remaining. I'm here on the Tittabawassee River between the Edenville Dam to my right and the M30 bridge to my left. And we're here because a resident is concerned about all the fish that are stuck. You can actually see dozens of them stuck in this pool right here.
Well, everything that was up in Wixom Lake is now down here. Eventually, they're going to run out of food.
He tells me he reached out to the DNR, but isn't sure if anything can or will be done.
Once they start dying, thousands of fish, they're not going to smell too good, and they're all going to be stuck right in here.
Hopefully we can get assistance from DNR fisheries or other groups by the state to maybe net these fish out and get them to a safe area. But unfortunately there is other areas where these fish are just going to perish and decompose.
Hewitt saying the fish, just one of many environmental impacts.
Erosion, you have so much water rushing down so fast that it's banks that are already susceptible to falling in are destabilized even more.
And water contamination from sewage, chemicals, and sediment.
These are unfortunate negative impacts that are just going to happen, but once these have ran their cycle, you should see things in time restore to a new normal.
Randall still hoping the fish can be saved though.
We've been coming up and dumping food in, crawlers by the mega dozens, and pellet food, and just seeing what we can do for now.
Now this is what Randall's worried about, that color due to the dead fish. You can actually see some of the carcasses lining the pools. As he mentioned, they tried to save as many as they could. There's no longer running water through here, but that's what they're worried about out on the river by the falls between the Edenville Dam and the M30 bridge. What happens when these fish run out of things to eat?